And welcome. Hi, good evening. Hello, I'm Eldrick Tinkatoyat from Advert Writer. In this particular video, I'm going to cover a bit of something that I find recurring in different discussions that I've had. This particular video is focused on SMEs, small medium enterprises that would like to set up their digital marketing arm, or rather I would call it a digital driven marketing arm. You see, I come from a school of thought where there is no real difference between the different communication methods. Essentially, I believe in integrated communication. That basically means that marketing, comms, or communications, which includes PR, are essentially intertwined, interrelated, and ought to be under one particular, you have your organization chart, right? You have your CEO and so on and so forth. You have your COO. So I believe in one integrated marketing and or comms officer, because at the end of the day, it doesn't to me make sense when marketing and communication tries to compete with one another. It doesn't make sense to me when because at the end of the day, it will be expressed through, let's say, a Facebook page, right? A Facebook page that holds the brand, let's say X company. Now, more often than not, when a company uses its own brand, a single brand, it will use this particular Facebook page, which will be controlled by marketing as well as comms. Among those who, I would say, suffer or have this intersection of platform will be usually developers, property developers, right? They would have, for example, Prima is one good example, PR1MA, Perbadanan Perumahan 1 Malaysia. Basically, the comms social media is shared between marketing and comms, right? So it's controlled by marketing, it's controlled by comms. And sometimes there is one budget allocation for marketing, another budget allocation for comms, and then marketing and comms don't often speak. And this is not just exclusive to this one client, this one company, but across many companies. There is one budget here and another budget here, and sometimes they compete with one another in the sense that these guys want to do seven posts a week, this one may want to do 3 posts a week, and on those intersecting posts or on intersecting days, you would see some drowning. Now, it's worse when marketing has its own campaign, then you have more and more posts or more and more ads being spent on this one page, and lay people, you and I, not from the company, not from the organization, the public will see bombarded messages. FMCG would be spared from this because, let me take Nestle for example. Nestle is a good example. You have many brands under Nestle. You have Nescafe, you have Milo, you have what do you call this, what else? Nescafe, Milo, Nestum. I'm not sure if Nestum is under Nescafe, but they would have their own page. So Nestle's own page, whether social media or whatnot, will not compete with Milo, with Nescafe, and you see how that works, right? So the brand drives the conversation on its website and its social media assets. Collectively, we call digital assets. So coming back, SMEs and digital marketing. How do you set up your digital marketing arm? Now, this is where I would have to, we will have to move the discussion elsewhere. It goes back to number one. What is your business model? This will help me. Okay, so when I say business model, I don't care about your business plan. If you can summarize it for me in this simple chart, I'm sure some of you have seen this before. It's also known as the business model generation template, right? Let me just quickly include it here. There you go. You have the business model canvas. You have a little bit of your key partners, who are they, your key activities, what you do, your key resources, what you have, the value proposition, what your activities, your product solution offers to your customer segment, how is the customer relationship, we'll go into that deeper, the channels that you have. And your below that, supporting everything, of course, is where the money comes in. You have the cost structure. You have your cost structure and your revenue stream, right? This is where your bling bling comes in. Anyway, my point in this particular video is for you to answer this and to go into your digital marketing game plan. First, of course, you have to know who your market customer segments are. What are they? Are you talking to single parents? Are you talking to single fathers? Are you talking to single mothers whose kids are in high school, whose kids are in primary school? Again, you see, single mothers who have a son or a daughter, or kids, basically their kids in high school, would have a different concern compared to those who are in primary school or those who are in university. See? So the customer segment. Then you want to see what sort of relationship you're trying to build and the channels that is meant to support that relationship. Now ignore the ones on the left side. That's probably for another video. So the channels can be your Facebook. It could be TikTok. Right? It could be your website. Then the next question is, right, coming back to here from there, what is the business objective? Right? So from your business model, it will give us an idea of your business objective. Because if your business model, say for example, is a subscription base, therefore this bit would be different. How the different components within the channels, how it interrelates, would be slightly different. Okay, there is no one size fit all. So for example, I'm going to use a global brand or a regional popular brand, AirAsia.com. What is the difference between AirAsia.com and, for example, I'm gonna randomly say this out. For example, AirAsia versus a university. Let's say SEGI, right? .edu.my. What's the difference between these two? One thing that we can say is transaction, right? Related to channels. AirAsia, you need instantaneous communication, one way or back. The closest thing probably outside industry is Digi.com. Why? Simple. If you have Twitter, people go to Twitter, they want to complain and comment or give feedback, or besides just seeing posts, people want to interact with your brand. And the volume is high. To quote AirAsia, everybody can fly. Digi, the third largest telco company, mobile operator company in Malaysia, you have a higher volume. SEGI would have a relatively lower volume. Next consideration. Okay, that is your customer base, your customer segment. The other thing is customer support. Who is your customers? When it comes to AirAsia.com, Digi.com, it's every subscriber, every purchaser that purchases your product and service. Whereas SEGI, you have two different target audience: parents, you have the students, you have stakeholders, other stakeholders, for example, the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Higher Education. Again, their expectations are slightly different than this, right? So what's the business objective of the website? Again, if you can identify who your customers are, obviously parents, you're only looking for parents at customer segment at the initial stage. But mostly if you're using social media, for example TikTok and Facebook, okay, not so much as Facebook, probably TikTok and Twitter, you are targeting potential students. Parents are probably on LinkedIn, on websites, on fairs. If they're about my age, generally, I'm 35 this year, we would have a different approach to social media channels. The younger generation, those who are younger than me, the Gen Zs of the world, the Xennials are slightly different. They'll probably expect something from TikTok. Okay, I'm generalizing. The older generations would want more direct mail. Again, channel, how are you going to reach out? Then coming back to your third component, what are we looking at? Of course, I'm going to bring this here. Is what is the outcome from the channel? Okay, 2 items. Outcome from the channel. Sergi.edu.my does not expect people to pay for and purchase the courses on their website. Whereas on AirAsia.com, its business model is generally digital driven, meaning transactions will happen. So when I put that, I can safely summarize or conclude or deduce that sergi.edu.my, the college, the university, one moment. Right, sorry about that. What is the outcome from the channel or channels? In the case of sergi.edu.my or Sergi College, University College, the goal is and has always been leads. You book a time to meet the counselor. You book a visit. You send an email of inquiry. You try to get more information. AirAsia's business model and expectation from the channel is sales. They don't expect you to go onto AirAsia.com, check flights from Kuala Lumpur to Kuching, Kuala Lumpur to Honolulu, Kuala Lumpur to Osaka, and then drive yourself to the nearest travel agent or call a travel agent and book a ticket for you. Not at all. That would probably apply in the early 90s, most likely, but not since 2001, in the 2000s basically, right? Even Malaysia Airlines expects you to purchase on malaysiaairlines.com. So you see, the outcome, one is leads, the other one is sales. Then you have a different group altogether. Sometimes you have the likes of WebMD or wikis who want to be content hubs. So content hubs are generally a good idea for those that are heavily regulated. These are, I would say, the exciting businesses to support. You have your healthcare facilities, right? When I say healthcare facilities, sorry the spelling and the writing, I'm talking about hospitals, I'm talking about clinics, private hospitals, private clinics, where people want to know what's oncology, what's cardiology, what cardiology treatment do you have, what support do you have in the ward, what if it's fertility, what should we expect before undergoing treatment, what can we expect after or while undergoing treatment. Of course, again, heavily regulated is the key operating term here. You will You can mention what packages you offer, health screening packages you offer, but again, it doesn't make business sense to immediately say, oh, a cost of a MRI, a cost of treatment. Okay, for example, a triple heart bypass. Okay, that's a bit obsolete, but let's just go with that. A triple heart bypass, a double heart bypass, or micro AR. Right, it's gonna cost X, Y, Z amount. If you do this, Premier, you do that, because we don't know, the healthcare facilities wouldn't know what sort of symptoms and conditions occur behind the scenes. Let's be fair to them. All right, so they can't promise that. Another one that I find exciting, who would fall under heavily regulated, are of course unit trust consultants. Now, unit trust consultants cannot and must not be promoting on behalf of the brand that they represent unless they have authorization. But they can always share. I mean, they can create blogs and they can talk about, tips in the sense that how do you budget? 10 ways to budget in 2021. 6 budgeting mistakes that you never thought you could probably be doing. 5 user-friendly apps that you need in 2021 to control your finances. How to look for a unit trust, how to evaluate a unit trust, understanding your risk appetite. I'm just throwing this out there, okay? Of course, another one not too far from there is the insurance industry, whether it's general insurance or life insurance. And when I say insurance, I also include Takaful here, please. It's Malaysia. These two almost go hand in hand. So general insurance, for example, what to consider if you renewing your car, your car insurance, getting the most out of your car insurance, minimizing your NPD or something. I can't remember. It's definitely not CPD, right? So you can't be product centric. Again, it's either heavily regulated by the government or by the brand owner. Okay, when I say brand owner, remember the unit trust consultant, you could be representing XY Funhouse. Okay, so you cannot publish unauthorized materials with the logo of X Funhouse or XY Funhouse. Sorry. Likewise, QZ insurance or assurance or whatever they have you, right? But they can share financial tips. They can share estate planning tips. They can share their information, and there's a lot of people who've done that. The other one, of course, real estate agents, real estate negotiators, licensed people, right? And the other one, my personal favorite, law firms and lawyers. Okay, why am I saying this? Simple. These are heavily regulated. You can't go out, you can't run an ad, hey, cheapest law firm in town. Well, you can do that in the United States, in some of the jurisdictions there. I can't say all. Again, there's 50 jurisdictions in the United States. Malaysia, it is completely prohibited. You can run ads. If I say ads, it's those little I'm not saying cheapest, right? You don't similarly healthcare facilities. You're saying, for example, and this is hypothetical, Amin and Co, right? Amin and Co, practitioners of family law. In parentheses, Sharia, Selangor. Okay, so when I say this, obviously Amin and Co, they're Sharia lawyers who practice in Selangor, specialize in family law in Selangor, the Muslim divorce and marriage cases, as well as Faraid and all that, the private law. Then you also can put there, I don't know, Williamson Wong and Co, IP lawyers, right? So you, although in theory you practice IP, blah blah blah, you don't. You're a law firm in general, but you want to push ads showing that you are an IP lawyer. You're not trying to say the best in town. Okay, again, those things will land you in trouble. Do not do that, unless you want to be in trouble, of course. But you see, and the other thing which I like about this particular groups, right? This particular heavily regulated, there is a way to go about it. We're looking at thought leadership. Now, before I go again too far, right, let me just zoom out a bit. When I do that, I want you to bear in mind that the channels still tie back to this. It also ties back to these. Right? If you're going to go on TikTok and you're going to talk about bankruptcy, you can. I mean, you can do a 15 seconds video, but who are on TikTok really? Maybe 30s. I mean, I am on TikTok, and I've seen videos saying that those in the older generation in their 30s. Yeah. Okay. I'm probably too old for TikTok. I don't know. I enjoy it. We have 50-year-olds, but the large segment of audience would be probably in their late teens, in their teens. So it's out of the question. Unless, of course, you're talking about family law, but I don't think you want to traumatize them with that. Financial planning, yes, TikTok you can do. Healthcare facilities, yes. I've seen so many chiropractors doing TikTok videos on postures, on stretching, on keeping your backs right, that sort of thing. I have seen dermatologists talking about different products that may or may not work on your skin, and quickly in a 15-second format. Again, it goes back to your business model. Cardiologists may have a hard time doing that. I mean, it is possible, but there is a challenge, okay? So coming back to the discussion. So these guys, the heavily regulated industries, just like this education institution, you're looking to generate leads. You're not exactly selling over that platform. You're trying to position yourself. So probably the KPI, the outcome, number one, awareness. How do you measure awareness? You can measure it in superficial top of the funnel matrices like followers, impressions, right? Again, awareness. You're not going far. Then you can also have leads. You want to generate leads. Now, generating leads is a bit more niche, and I have to go back again to the funnel earlier on when I said I'm going to use a basic one, right? I'm going to use the AIDA for now, which is awareness, interest, desire, and action. Okay. Awareness is getting people to know that you exist. Oh, Amin and Co exist. Oh, Williamson Wong and Co exist. Oh, Sergey exists. Okay, that's nice. Interest is when they move towards following, they actively like and engage. Desire would probably convert them into leads. Again, get them to book an interview or book a session with the education counselor, the guidance counselor, whatever you have to call them. Get them to secure an appointment at your law firm. Get them to secure an appointment with the insurance agent. A quote, request for a free quote, or a request for a free audit, if you will, insurance audit, or that sort of thing. Oh, I forgot to mention the other groups of people that I would love to work with under this particular heavily regulated industry. Sorry for the noise. Are accounting firms, right? Accounting firms. So recap. Okay, for SMEs, digital marketing arm. What's your business model? What are your business objectives? And what are the outcome that you expect from the channel? Okay, these three will help determine your channels. That way you know, one, what do you need? Okay. Number two, the ecosystem created by the digital touch points, or digital touch points or digital assets. And digital assets, I include social media assets. Okay, quick digression. What's the difference between digital assets and social assets? If I may, I would put it this way. Okay, digital assets encompass anything you see online. Then you have a subset, which is your social assets. This would be your TikTok, your YouTube, your Snapchat, your Telegram channel, or your Twitter account, your Facebook. Here is your website. Digital assets are website. Okay. It could also be on payment gateways if you're on those. But anyway, I digress. Now, coming back to this. What do you need? Your ecosystem created by that. And finally, at the end of the day, having the infra alone is insufficient. It doesn't make sense. What is your content plan for digital assets? So you see, what many people make, what many SMEs and many organizations, not just SMEs, which I find sad, they have a website. Okay, they will have a Facebook page. Suddenly, oh, TikTok is on the is the in thing. Let's create a TikTok. Oh, IG, let's do IG. Oh, Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. Everyone is on Twitter. Oh, Telegram channel is the in thing. And you don't. I mean, they would just blast everything. This one would go one way. Facebook will go another. Twitter will go in a different direction. TikTok completely different direction. Sorry. Telegram a different direction. In the end, no one knows where things are going. Oh, sorry, let's not forget. I want emails. We want some form of CRM. We want email CRM. It's Mailchimp. Let's say. Oh, then this one go there, and it becomes chaotic, and it also becomes unsustainable, especially if you are a solopreneur, you're a small or medium enterprise where you need to be lean. In the end, whoever is holding all this will not have enough time. Your coming back, your channels do not speak to your target audience, your customer segment. It is already chaotic. You are wasting money, and it doesn't hit your business objective. It doesn't hit your desired outcome, and it is completely contradicting, or rather doesn't fit your business model. Right? Okay, that's about half an hour of a discussion that this is basically me pouring my hearts out on what SMEs should do when they're considering to open up or start their digital marketing arms. Well, if you've already got it, it's okay. But did you go through these questions? Again, go through this video. Ask yourself, what is your business model? What are your business objectives? What do you want to do? What's the function of all that? And then what's the outcome of the different channels? Vis-a-vis, again, compare. Oops, sorry about that. Never mind. We'll sort that out later on. Anyway, and then we would also want to see, What do you need? After you have all that, what do you need? What do you really need? If you haven't decided what channels you have, but if you do, you think about it. Would it fit? Does it meet or speak or reach it? Does it reach your does the channel reach your customer segment? What is the ecosystem created by these digital touchpoints or digital assets? You see, are they supporting each other? So your website, so let's say the simplest one is your Facebook or social media leads people to the website, which encourages people to sign up on your CRM. Give us your email, that sort of thing, right? Give us your email, get a free report from us, that sort of thing. Or do you ignore website altogether? Why? Not right or wrong. And then your Facebook. Then within Facebook, how do you structure those content so that it's easily accessible by different people? Anyway, so these are things that you have to consider. And from there, this comes out. Okay, the ecosystem. And finally, the content plan for your digital assets, leaving you with, my goodness, sorry, this is my first time, at least a structured, so opposite of chaotic, orderly or structured, and sustainable social and digital media channels to support your business objectives, to support your business model, so that whatever initiative that you do, it fits your requirement, it meets your requirement. And I am Aldrich Tinker Toyat from Advert Writer. This has it's been half an hour. Thank you very much if you've watched so far. If you have any questions for me, you can always reach out to me. My email is Aldrich. Wait, can I type? I think I'll type. Okay. My email is, okay, sorry. Oh, I can't type. Let me just write down my email. Oh, I can't. You know what? I'll just do that here. You can reach me on my email. My email is aldrich@advertwriter.com. Oh dear. Oh my. How do I do this? Never mind. Okay, my email is aldrich@advertwriter.com. And you can also reach out to me on Telegram. My Telegram is one moment, just give me a quick one. Let me reconfirm. You can reach me on my Telegram, basically at Aldrich Toyat. So you can reach me in two ways. You can reach me through my email, aldrich@advertwriter.com, and you can reach me through my Telegram at Aldrich Toyat. So it has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. I hope that you found these questions and these scribbles somewhat insightful for you to give you a better idea on planning out your digital marketing, your marketing arm. Of course, there's a lot more to cover. I won't be able, and this video is already 35 minutes long. So thank you very much for your patience. Remember to hit the subscribe on YouTube and like this page. Please share this video to people who you think would benefit from it. Thank you very much. Have a great time ahead. Stay safe and stay at home if you can. Thank you. Bye.